You think you know how big a school bus is, right? Of course you do. But I'm about to show you things that will completely break your brain. Out there, in total darkness, are mountains and entire worlds made of rock, and we call them asteroids. And their size is just insane. Our journey starts right here, but what you're about to see will completely change how you look at the night sky. I promise you've never seen anything like this. Let's go. In 2008, scientists found an asteroid heading straight for Earth. They named it 2008 TC3, and for the first time in history, we tracked an asteroid before it hit us. It was only the size of a car. It exploded over a desert in Sudan, raining down tiny meteorites. Not a threat, but it proved we live in a cosmic shooting gallery. But that was nothing. In 2013, an asteroid the size of a 6-story building exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. It blew up with the power of 30 atomic bombs. 30. The shock wave shattered thousands of windows and injured over 1,000 people. Nobody died, but the message was terrifyingly clear. We are vulnerable. A tiny rock that we didn't even see coming caused total chaos. This is where the sizes start getting crazy. For this next one, I want you to picture New York City. Now, imagine we dropped a 330-meter peanut-shaped asteroid right in the middle of it. This is Itokawa. It would stretch across multiple city blocks, a bizarre alien mountain in the middle of Manhattan. This thing is literally a rubble pile of rocks and dust. In 2005, Japan landed on it and brought back samples. The first time anyone had ever done that. But if an asteroid this big hit Earth, it wouldn't just shatter windows. It would wipe an entire city off the map, leaving a crater miles wide. A true city killer. You thought that was big? We're just getting started. We're leaving the city killers behind and entering a whole new level. Meet Apophis. For a while, scientists were actually worried this thing might hit us. It's a 370-meter-wide monster, and in 2029, it's going to fly unbelievably close to Earth. Luckily, we now know it's going to miss. But seeing it will be an insane reality check. If it hovered over Manhattan, it would cast a shadow over a huge part of the city. An impact from this wouldn't just take out a city, it would destroy an area the size of a small state, and we are still nowhere near the biggest. This is 433 Eros, the first near-Earth asteroid we ever found. It's a lumpy, potato-shaped rock that's almost 17 kilometers across. Forget putting this in Manhattan. Eros is bigger than the entire island of Manhattan. An impact from this would be a global catastrophe, causing massive earthquakes, monster tsunamis, and a climate shift that is impossible to even imagine. We're talking about more energy than all the nuclear weapons in the world combined. But the sizes just keep getting more ridiculous. Say hello to 243 Ida. This absolute unit is over 31 kilometers wide. If you put it over New York, it would cover the entire metro area, from New Jersey to Long Island. And get this, Ida is so big that it has its own moon, a tiny satellite named Dactyl. I'm not even joking. Discovering that was huge because it let scientists figure out what Ida is made of. If this thing hit Earth, game over. That's an extinction-level event. The crater would be hundreds of kilometers wide and the sun would be blocked for years, causing a total collapse of everything. Next up is 253 Matilda, and this thing is a beast. It's a C-type asteroid, which means it's as dark as fresh asphalt. It's 53 kilometers wide, so comparing it to a city is pointless. This thing would almost completely cover the entire state of Rhode Island. Its surface is dominated by massive craters, some almost as wide as the asteroid itself. It has had a crazy, violent life. All right, comparing these to cities and states is just silly now. To understand these next ones, we have to pull the camera back to see entire continents. These aren't just rocks anymore. They're planetoids, literally little worlds. First up in the big leagues, 511 Davida. Discovered way back in 1903, this is a massive asteroid that's 300 kilometers wide. A rock this big wouldn't just cover a state, it would stretch from New York City all the way to Boston. This one asteroid contains 1.5% of the total mass of the entire asteroid belt. That is unbelievable. But even among giants, there are titans. We now have the big four of the asteroid belt. First up is 10 Hygiea. For a long time, we thought it was just another big, lumpy rock. But nope. Recent images show it's almost a perfect sphere, shaped by its own insane gravity. It's 430 kilometers wide. An object so big it pulled itself into a ball is basically a dwarf planet. Then there's Tikhon Pallas, at around 512 kilometers wide. This thing has a crazy orbit and contains 7% of the mass of the entire asteroid belt. If you placed it over Europe, it would cover a huge part of France or Spain. An impact would be unthinkable. It wouldn't just end civilization, it could sterilize the surface of our planet. Next, we get to the second largest asteroid, 4 Vesta. At 525 kilometers wide, Vesta is so big and bright you can sometimes see it from Earth with just your eyes. And this isn't just a rock, it's a geological wonderland. It has a metal core, a mantle, and a crust, just like a planet. NASA's Dawn spacecraft showed us it has a colossal crater at its south pole, so deep you can see the asteroid's mantle. Vesta is a protoplanet, a baby planet that just never finished growing. If you put it over the western US, it would cover the entire state of Arizona. This journey from a car-sized rock to a world the size of a state is just insane. If your perspective has been expanded, you have to subscribe to see where we go next. I'm not kidding, it's going to be even crazier. What other cosmic comparisons do you want to see? Let us know in the comments. And now, we've reached the undisputed king of the asteroid belt, Ceres. With a diameter of almost 1,000 kilometers, Ceres is so massive it makes up nearly a third of the mass of the entire asteroid belt. In 2006, they reclassified it as a dwarf planet, the only one in the inner solar system. Comparing it to a city is meaningless. Ceres is so big that if you laid it over the United States, it would cover a massive portion of Texas. It's a world unto itself. NASA's Dawn mission went to Ceres and found mysterious bright spots that are actually salt deposits. And get this, evidence suggests Ceres might have a huge ocean of liquid water under its crust, making it a top target in the search for alien life. To really get how big this is, we have to stop using Earth. Let's put Ceres next to our own moon. The moon. Ceres is more than a quarter of the moon's diameter, a seriously massive object. It's a true celestial body, pulled into a perfect sphere by its own gravity. So, we went from a 5-meter rock burning in our atmosphere to a dwarf planet that might be hiding an ocean. The range of sizes is just mind-boggling. They're leftovers from creation, time capsules from the birth of our solar system. They remind us that the universe is both terrifyingly powerful and beautiful. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember there are unseen mountains and worlds wandering between the stars. Our sense of scale might be here on Earth, but our imagination should always be in the cosmos.